way. It's a step forward.
Hello. This is another episode of the Then and Now podcast. It's a live show. I have my friend King of the Comics with me. Ethan Murphy, how you doing?
I do.
And we have the infamous Lelouch V. How you doing, my boy?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Wait, am I the only one that heard a duck get angry when Otis said his name?
Well, I heard that, but I thought I was tweaking.
Okay.
That was Felicia blowing her nose.
Even same difference. Same difference.
So,
Angry duck and
Felicia
Felicia blowing her nose.
Well, before we get into the topic today we're talking about obviously the new Disney Plus stuff that's been coming out, or it's been announced to come out later this year, or I think next year. Before we get into that, we're going to play some clips from just the new videos we got coming out. This is one clip from our best interview that we have going on so far, Miss Danielle Moniz.
Close enough.
Special effects artist, yeah.
Like specifically the scene in Hereditary, like that one, that was the most recent one that got me, where she's like suspended in the air and just like going like this, and I was just like, yes, just like on the ground in front of the floor, like this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, we've talked about that movie several times on this show. It gets Charlie. Yeah,
this is the second time we've had a guest on that has validated my thoughts on some kind of IP. And I love you for that. Thank you for that. I'm going to talk shit to Otis next time I see Otis. We have another friend that's on the pod a lot. I'm going to talk shit to him because he thinks it's a good movie, but again, I like to talk shit.
He doesn't respect it.
That's fine. I respect that. I like somebody that wants to challenge anything.
First off, I never had anything against Hereditary. I never said anything negative about that movie.
roll the clip. Roll the clip.
Yeah,
it's the best made cinematic film that Marvel Studios has put out at this point to this day.
I can't agree, but go ahead. Yeah, like to say something.
What were you gonna say, Otis, as far as the best? Because you said you think it's the best Marvel movie put out. Then.
When it comes to the overall cinematics, the build up that led into it, I don't think there is anything better than Infinity War. Personally, one. Having it from the perspective of the villain, I don't think that's something that you really get to see often in movies, because Infinity War is a Thanos movie. The Avengers are in there, but it's a Thanos movie.
Yeah. Sorry, that was all kinds of miscommunication there. What I meant was roll the clip of Otis bashing Hereditary.
Oh, I gotta find out. Why did I get that?
I bashed it? What did I say?
You didn't bash it. You didn't bash it. You were just being you.
It.
You know how you are. You know how
you
did.
We
talking shit.
Down on it. Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't think it's a great movie. It's solid. It's solid.
No, that's fine. That's because there was tape of you saying stuff about Hereditary. Sorry, I'm sorry, Dev. Because then you rolled the clip of the Eternals review, which is
right. My bad.
I'm sorry about that.
We got one more.
Just anti-mediocre.
Everything. Anti everything.
We got one more clip from a series we're bringing back. Rain obviously knows what this is. She was a part of this. We were doing it before. Loose Cannons, and we're gonna bring this back. We're gonna start showing some of our old episodes we did before, for people that for new audiences that may have not seen them before, and then we'll get into making some new ones. So here's a clip of the old ones.
Yeah, we can even argue that he gets a little bit of credit for saving the timeline by linking up with Bulma and having Trunks. Trunks came back and saved the past. Maybe in some type of Japanese dialect, that maybe he did say sorry in there. Well, man, there's some hullabaloo. I'm Vegeta, and I was making mistakes, and this is for all the mistakes that I made.
Zell tried to bring up the idea that that Vegeta saved the timeline by knocking boots with Bulma. We all saw that Bulma pursued Vegeta. That dude has no game. Come on now. And then also in the relationship, he has no idea what to do with her. If it wasn't for Bulma, the world's smartest woman in being.
So yeah,
fun time.
Memories, the nostalgia. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I had to choose that clip because it has one Otis' favorite moment, which is Zell with the hullabaloo. It has my favorite moment, which is Zell getting very Sam Jackson on me when I mentioned Vegeta having no game.
Turn up on you. He's about to go Super Saiyan on you.
I had to, but then real quick before we leave this nostalgia lane, I have to bring up my second favorite moment in all of Loose Cannon's history, which is Charlie's voice.
Yellow Bell Energy.
All right, there you go. So now all the nostalgia is out the way. We got all those things. Got the Danielle interview, got the Eternals review, and we got loose cannons debates coming back, full swing. We got old ones that we're gonna put back on the channel, and we got new ones coming up too. Big title matches, real big people coming on the show for that. So.
And if you guys are interested, again, you'll find them at the YouTube channel we just started up. There's a link on the Facebook page and on any social media or platform that we're on, you'll find it there. So again, please tune in, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Getting into the topic of the day's discussion, we're going to be talking about these upcoming Disney Plus shows. Obviously, there's been a lot of these shows that have been announced. Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Secret War, Secret Invasion, a lot of these things. I guess we'll start with you, Otis. What show are you the most excited for, and what do you hope to see from it?
So I'm usually like the first person to talk on Marvel MCU stuff, but my favorite out of these is that X-Men 97. Like X-Men 97 is like one of the cartoons that really got me into everything. Like that's one of the earliest cartoons I've ever seen. I was 5 when it came out because I'm born in 92. Like it was my world. Like that, some of that Spider-Man cartoon from back then as well. Like so that seeing that continue and getting a little bit of like my childhood and seeing how it holds up to the present. I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, bro. I obviously am a lot younger than these other two gentlemen here, so I caught that show a little later on like reruns and things like that. So I enjoyed the show, but it wasn't as like big of a movement thing for me. I really loved it. What about you, Ethan? What are you looking forward to?
Fortunately, it's the same.
Same thing. I figured.
It's one of those things. Otis and I, just bizarrely enough, we have a lot of things we click strongly on, and that was one of them. X-Men 97, that series kind of molded me really, really strongly into really having such a fandom for comic books and superheroes. It was the punch, the combo was Batman the animated series, Spider-Man the animated series, and then of course X-Men animated series. Those three in a row in the early 90s were just hit me over the head. So yeah, so I can't wait to see what they do with it, and I know they have a lot of the same people coming back.
Really, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of the same.
They've been enthusiastic about doing like this type of energy that you hear from like the DC shows, the old cartoons.
Right.
Justice League Unlimited. They have the same energy. They've been wanting to come back. They never wanted to cancel in the first place.
Even more so. So the people, the two of the showrunners that worked on the X-Men animated series, they actually got married and everything like that. They were married. They're a married couple, and they've talked about it nonstop. Like I've seen them on interviews and podcasts over the years. Like very recently, about them talking about how much they enjoy it. They released a book talking about the stories and behind the scenes of how much of a struggle it was to get it on the air and how much they enjoyed doing it. Very recently, it's a great book. So they have been very gung-ho about it, and they're really on board for doing it again. And the voice actors, I know that almost all or a lot of the voice actors coming back for it too. So that kind of like zeal and just passion, it's I feel like it'll be much closer to the Animaniacs reboot, where they're going back to it, and it's like, yeah, it's a natural progression of things, and it still feels very much in line with things.
Because it's a continuation, if I'm correct, right? It's not a reboot.
No,
but yeah,
continuation.
It's continuation. Yeah, I guess not reboot, but it's within the same. Lore and canon of the original. That's what I mean.
I guess for me to be different when it comes to what I'm excited for, I'm really excited for this Moon Knight show, man. As you guys know, I love dark content, especially like dark superhero content, like the Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage stuff that was on Netflix, the Defender stuff. I love that with the passion. So I feel like it's going to be a show in a similar vein to that. But now we get a character that I'm not going to act like I'm a huge expert and fan of Moon Knight as a character. I've seen him around and playing with him in like Ultimate Alliance and reading all stuff about him in that game. But just have like a character with DID and him just being like brutal. So I'm thinking like brutal Batman. It's like Batman combined with the Joker is what I'm thinking. Like psychotically broken while also like brutally. It's a brutal person when it comes to like in combat, things like that. So I'm excited about that. What are you guys? Are you guys excited about that too? Or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Moon Knight is someone I think that would have done well to mainstream audiences in general. So finally getting that to be a mainstream thing like that, like because there's no. I think the only thing that's more mainstream than Disney Plus might be Netflix. So like seeing this somebody is kind of like unknown as that get the opportunity. I'm definitely excited for that.
Right, right.
I completely agree. The streaming services wise, I think Netflix is still trumping Disney. It's just it's the most ubiquitous thing out there. It's been around for a while. It's everyone's going to get it. And having a character,
It's the real meta, Mark Zuckerberg.
Do not get us kicked off Facebook.
We have
to
try to stay on Facebook for at least another day. Otis,
don't start smoking people. Damn.
I know. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. You can. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. But going back to the topic before we get too side rails and canceled, with Moon Knight, another thing is Otis mentioned he's a character that's palatable. I think he's most palatable now because it's kind of been the era, especially in the post Tony Soprano and Walter White universe, having a character that has layers and it's not just straight up superhero, altruistic guy, but it's complex and actually has like Moon Knight it's basically it's mental issues too. So having a character that's grappling with those things can be very compelling, very interesting. One of Otis, Charlie and I's favorite shows, You, is all about a character that's very disturbed doing stuff, and it's a very compelling show, very popular on that.
It's okay.
I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know you liked You. But yeah, it's a good show. It's based off a book. It's timing, having the right timing. They brought back Dexter for season 9 and stuff. So it seems like the right time to do a character like Moon Knight. Well, yeah, but then I'm also very much on board. And the biggest thing is it's actually portrayed by Oscar Isaac. I love Oscar Isaac.
What else has he been in? He looks familiar to me, and I don't know what other shows I've seen.
Well, he was in Dune, which you just saw last month.
That's him. That's where I knew I've seen him from. Okay,
yeah, he's the father.
Right?
He's
father, right?
That's in the horrible trilogy.
Also.
Yeah, Poe Dameron. Yeah,
that's
horrible trilogy.
Pilot in Star Wars. Yeah,
I didn't fuck with Poe Dameron like that, but that's another unpopular hot take for another day.
I don't think there's anything about saying that you don't like. You know what? Yeah, another day.
We are 12 minutes in, and we said, how many ways can we get canceled and taken off the air? Let's go to attack Mark Zuckerberg. Let's go ahead and attack Star Wars. You guys are all right. You guys are all right in my book. I love
Switching gears into a show that I'm slightly concerned about from the little snippet trailer that we got is She-Hulk. My initial, obviously, I'm about to start with my initial introduction to her was during the Fantastic Four animated series they had when she was kind of tagging along for a while.
Oh, I don't remember.
And she was in the Incredible Hulk Marvel cartoon show. I think she started there and then crossover into that.
Okay.
But in that portrayal of her, she's like really like sassy, intelligent, like statuesque, like has a lot of confidence about her. And this portrayal of her, just in like the 3-4 seconds I've heard, it didn't sound like that. It sounded like if Peter Parker was a woman and became the Hulk. Like she didn't feel confident to me. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's interesting because the thing about it is from the character. So obviously there's always all kinds of iterations of characters, but they're usually Jennifer Walters. She is closer to having more of she's a little fun, not bumbling, but she does Deadpool type stuff where she will break the fourth wall, making jokes essentially.
Yeah,
she's not like the Hulk. She's a little goofy. Right. Also, she's a little clumsy too because she gets big. She gets a little clumsy with her stuff.
She's your typical late 80s, early 90s, slightly ditzy but actually really smart female protagonist. Like that's
which became kind of an archetype. Yeah, yeah. And in all fairness to her, she kind of was ahead of the curve with that archetype, but she's kind of that female archetype. Another thing about it too is that she's being portrayed by Tatiana Maslany. I'm not sure if you guys have ever watched Orphan Black. So Tatiana Maslany is amazing. She's an amazing actor. I watched
a little bit of the first season.
Okay. I won't get into any spoilers or anything for that show in case people haven't seen it. Obviously, Charlie hasn't seen it, but it deals with her having to portray multiple characters, like several, like 6 or 7 characters, and she pulls them all.
Like a Nutty Professor type deal, or is it like
no
different personalities, or
more like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
clones, kind of.
Yes, it's literally like
it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot to deal with, but it's literally like clones. But she portrays these other people so well that people oftentimes are like, "Oh, did they hire twins or triplets for this show?" It's like, no, it's one person doing multiple roles very, very well, very convincingly. So the idea of her doing that, of her portraying this character, Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, seems very. I'm excited for that. Plus, I've heard her on many a podcast, seen her and other things. She has an amazing personality. She's a really nice, cool person. So I'm excited about it. And also, I'm sure if you guys play the video game Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where she made her first like real fighting game debut, and she was a lot of fun to play with as a character. I would love to see her like actually see how they portray her action on screen, see what she does with the actual physical stuff. I know it's gonna be CGI, but still, see how She-Hulk comes.
Yeah.
to life.
I'm hoping it's gonna be more prosthetic than CGI. Obviously, they have to like increase her height and shit like that, but I'm hoping it's more practical than CGI.
Yeah,
I mean, with the level of strength stuff, like if they do it practical, it could end up looking real CG-ish. I mean, CW-ish, and we don't want that.
Oof. We gotta ban that too. We gotta ban CW, Vin Diesel.
It's a trap.
yes, Akbar is a trap.
Other show. This is a show that I'm very excited for because it has one of my all-time favorite actors of all time, as you guys know, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson in Secret Invasion. Yeah. All we've seen so far is just literally like a picture of him with a beard, real grizzled and looking like he's been through hell, and he's coming back. And I think Sam Jackson, he's posted that picture on his IG. What are you guys expecting out of this? Like, do you expect him to be a Skrull? We already kind of know the plot line of Secret Invasion, or don't trust anybody.
Go.
No, I think it went first last time. I can't remember.
I think he's not going to be a Skrull. I think he's just running them. Because that's just like the Michael Jackson, the Samuel L. Jackson thing to do.
That'd be wild.
No,
if Sam Jackson came back as Michael Jackson, I would just applaud and say, "Well done, you guys have."
What if
fair
Michael
enough.
Jackson's really a Skrull though?
This
and
show
he never
is
really
just,
died.
Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it.
That's why he has. Never mind. We stop.
Yeah, you better say some stuff.
Again.
Say some more stuff. I'm gonna say some more stuff.
Hey,
while eating seaweed cakes or sun chips. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, I agree with you said, Otis. It is. I can't imagine it not being Sam Jackson.
Yeah. Sam Jackson.
So obviously, the big difference with that show is that in the original Secret Invasion plotline, the Skrulls were evil. They were like the antagonists of that story. But so far, they've been introduced in the MCU. They've been introduced as like allies to Earth and to Sam Jackson, and the Kree were the actual villains of this. So, do you guys see the Skrull taking like a 180 and now they're evil, or what do you expect to happen there?
I think it could be both. I think it could be more like that. It's as opposed to an entire race being either good or evil. It could be that some are good, some are bad, some are gray, what have you. There's a race of people with different motives depending on who you're talking to.
Right.
What I'm hoping for is basically this is Sam Jackson's covert way of building sword. So he's like
right
infiltrating, like it's like, yo, I need you in the US government, go be the senator. I need you in the Chinese government, go be that, prime minister. That's how I'm hoping this goes. But
so I think that makes more sense for people who don't know. Sword is basically like shield in space, kind of intergalactic. But
it's like sword stands for what? It's like space, weaponry, observation, research, and development.
Department. I think it's department.
Department, yeah.
But I can't remember all the acronym. But it makes sense also in line with the TV series. And we got to remember the end of Falcon Winter Soldier, how it's basically they're setting up. I'm not sure if they're the Thunderbolts, but it was setting up like another team on Earth that's doing some other things, some other operatives. Essentially, it would make sense for there to be another team set up to go against them that can handle them, which would be Sword, because in a lot of ways Shield is kind of on hiatus or not thriving that much. So setting up these different teams in different areas makes a lot of sense, I think.
I mean, it's not fully setting up Sword. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Charlie.
No, go ahead.
Because like Sword was present in WandaVision, like that's who Monica Rambeau worked for.
Yeah,
they were outside the bubble the whole time monitoring things, but I still think that they're still in development. And then I don't remember which movie that was, but we saw Sam Jackson in a ship full of Skrulls at the end of
Captain Marvel.
That was Captain Marvel. Okay,
right.
No, they showed him again. Like it was one scene that he was in there, like literally just sitting down, relaxing.
Right, you're right.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, far from home.
I think that might have been it. Yeah. That might have been it.
So it shows it. Well, so that one also showed that you think it's Sam Jackson the whole movie. Spoiler alert for Spider-Man: Far From Home. You think it's Sam Jackson the entire movie with Spider-Man. It turns out it was a Skrull. It was the same Skrull from Captain Marvel portraying Sam Jackson, revealing the idea that Sam Jackson and Maria Hill are someplace else. I don't know. I'm guessing that maybe also that's setting up Secret Invasion in some way, because I remember that was the last time we would have seen Sam Jackson or
Right.
Nick Fury, because that
Or
was
it could be
after the
that
Avengers Endgame.
sword is already up, and Sam was like, "You think you taking my stuff? Like, no, give it back."
Yeah.
And he was getting the scrolls.
Give my
Scrolls in there.
toys.
It's like,
Yeah,
run
that makes
run me
sense.
my organization back. I need my government budget.
Right.
What I'm really expecting this to be like is like Scroll Men in Black, something like that, like a secret
Scroll in Black.
organization. Scroll in Black.
Scroll in Black.
Scroll in Black. I need that. I need it.
Do it.
I need that.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be a lot of fun, actually, because that was a fun. Like, I mean, y'all saw that. Did y'all see this show, the Men in Black TV show, a cartoon series? Yeah, the cartoon series.
I don't think I did. I heard about it, but I never saw it.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Actually, it was actually a really good one. So if they had something, if they do like if this
They had a
series
very
doing
unique art style, like
It
a
was very
very
unique.
distinct. Like I've never seen another animation that looks like that.
it was like a more palatable Eon Flux, like a softer Eon.
Yeah.
Flux. Yeah.
What I really need out of this show is them to focus on, like, it'd be obviously I want Sam Jackson or Nick Fury to be in it and be prominent in it, but I want them to focus on Skrulls in general because I want to learn more about Skrull culture and Skrull, how they interact. Maybe at some point get to a version of the Super Skrull. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
That's what I was hoping for, like a Super Skrull.
Use that to introduce Fantastic Four.
So now that's another thing too. If they're using this possibly as a way to introduce the Fantastic Four into the MCU or even the MCU with MTVU, whatever, that'd be cool as well.
TVU.
Yeah.
That sounds.
It's still part of the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It is, but
all these shows are cinematic.
So it's WandaVision isn't. You can't say WandaVision is the MCU. It's on TV. It's not in the cinematic universe.
I would if it wasn't like it was a shot in cinematic. Like it's still cinematic quality. It's just like I look at it like a Marvel movie that's been cut in that clip. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So okay. So if we're saying that it's quote unquote cinematic style or whatnot, as opposed to literally being only seen in the cinema, then okay, we can go that route. We can go that route. Yeah.
Because you can literally just play that entire show in one big 4 or 5 hour long movie, and it would like play like a movie.
Yeah, because they had that series had the same quality as any of their movies. Really, like it's not like they. Like of course, when they were intentionally, making it look like the 50s or the 70s or the 60s, sure. Right. When they got to the scenes when they were showing Sword or showing Monica, outside of the bubble and stuff.
The last Scarlet Witch fight between Agatha and I'm gonna say Pietro, Agatha and the Scarlet Witch. I'm like, that was wild. Mm-hmm. That was like an Avengers level fight, obviously.
Absolutely,
pretty much,
absolutely,
pretty much, and especially the part in the show Loki, which is. I guess you'd say it's also cinematic universe / TV universe. That stuff, a lot of that stuff, that budget seemed pretty high.
Oh yeah.
So it's the same idea.
Like that scene. Well, the train scene was crazy. Mm-hmm. The scene where they were thought they were gonna die and were just watching the meteor fall. That was gorgeous. Like
it was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And even the penultimate episode where the kind of like the big beast is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess before it swallows them or something.
When old Loki got goated. Yeah.
That was fire. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're like, you shall not pass.
You pretty much.
That's pretty much what that was.
Yeah.
What about
and obviously Kang, our boy Kang, spoiler alert, made his debut in Jonathan Majors made his debut in Loki. He'll reappear in 2023 and. I think it's Ant-Man movie or something. One of those.
Yeah, he's gonna be Ant-Man and Wasp, like the Quantum Matrix or Quantum Universe or something like that.
Quantum Matrix. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for those. Now I think also, real quick mention. I am excited for the Proud Family, whatever, because I did watch that show growing up as I was younger, because that was one of the first times I was able to see an animated, Black family or family of color that was like, that was cool. It was fun to watch,
and not dysfunctional completely.
Not extremely dysfunctional. Not poor.
It wasn't Baby's Kids.
Wasn't Baby's Kids. It's a mess. So I was like, that's cool. And the idea of them bringing it back with lots of the same. I think it's pretty much all the same voice actors, and then plenty of new people in there too. So I'm looking for Tiffany Haddish.
We miss you, Kyla Pratt. We definitely miss you.
Yeah, Kyla. Yeah, because she's I guess maybe too old now to be the kid, the main character.
The
Oh, she'll probably be like.
She maybe at
I think it's an older version of them, right?
Yeah.
no,
yeah, I
they're
think
the
it's-
same exact. They're the same
Oh, they
age.
are?
Yeah,
Are
they're
they?
the exact same age. Yeah, they're the exact same. They're all still kids
Why
and
would you
everything.
just do a time skip?
If it's Penny without being Kyla Pratt, I don't know if I'm gonna be watching it.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I'm trying to think how they, because I unless Kyla Pratt might do like a voice to make herself sound like, because they're to make herself.
Hey,
sound
Regina
like
King
that
can do it.
character.
She can do it.
Yeah, Regina King
played
doing
two
Huey.
adolescent boys.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. Regardless of how
Um,
they do it, I'm looking forward to seeing it though. That's why to make a quick mention of that before we move on too far.
Really serious question for you guys then, regarding that show. How much of the theme song do you have memorized, and how often did you sing it?
All of it still. All of it.
I
How often do I
never
sing it? I can't really say I sing it often, but like it pops up in my head.
I'll be in the car singing that shit hard as hell, randomly, just hard as hell by myself.
So I think y'all can sing it for 15 seconds or 7 seconds, whatever it is, before we get hit with the copyright. So go ahead and hit it.
I'm cool. I don't sing for free. I don't do that anymore.
I don't sing for free.
Once you get paid to do something, you never go back to do it for free. I'm sorry.
Wait, you got paid to sing?
I get paid a stipend in college to sing in the choir in college. I'm technically working for the college. I'm singing.
So you're a professional singer. That's just saying.
I don't say professional, but I make some bread off of it at least. Get us like $75.
Fair enough. I did not know this. Okay.
And then I mean, I used to host karaoke, so paid to sing too.
That's not quite. That's y'all grasping at straws now. All right, fair enough.
It?
They pay me for my services. I just show up to
paid
sing.
to host karaoke is at the same thing as getting paid to be a singer. If you're a referee on the basketball court, you're not a paid athlete.
They be running. You be seeing them run? They be running fast.
But if you're athletic and you're getting paid, does it not make you a paid athlete?
No, it does. It does not. It does. No, it does not. It does not. It does not. It does not.
Hey, you get an NBA check just like Carmelo Anthony does.
Just like Carmelo Anthony, right?
Not
The
just
exact
like
same
Carmelo.
as Carmelo Anthony. The exact same.
It's less
zeros
money.
and commas.
If I got a check just like Melo, boy, I'd be in there rip my ass off.
Now, this is not Bay Sportscast. This is not Bay Sportscast. I promise it's not Bay Sportscast.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh. I hope they bring back that same exact intro though. I don't want them to change it up. I don't want them to abbreviate it. Keep the same song. I don't need you to change that at all.
They'll probably update it again. Going back to Animaniacs, where they did that, it'll be like an updated slightly. I mean, it's some things you can't just leave exactly as they are because it's maybe a little
if they
weirder.
can get Kelly Rowland and get Beyonce and get
Solange and Michelle.
If you can get them all to come back and sing that, cool. I'm fine.
I don't know about that.
But if
They're
not,
even,
no.
I don't know if they even talk to each other anymore.
They still got their numbers. I'm sure they do.
Still talk. You gotta be talking.
Beyonce was just in Lion King not too long ago. If Beyonce say go, the rest of them gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
No,
I just don't want y'all to get your hopes up. That's all. I want to make sure y'all are okay.
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna throw a water bottle at the wall or something if I hear something. It's like full Karen, be like on the blogs, like, oh my god, the audacity of them to change this cultural masterpiece.
But you won't be alone though. You won't be alone because what they're doing now. This is straight up nostalgia. So it's been out. The Proud Family was around back before in the early 2000s. It was long enough ago that people that grew up watching that can have kids now, and they probably want to show that to their kids. So the idea is that you want to make sure the nostalgia is there. At least the nostalgia still works. Same as the X-Men '97. People that grew up watching that.
What they're saying, they got Keke Palmer. Is that Keke Palmer instead of Kyla Pratt?
Wait, instead of Kyla Pratt?
I can see them.
I didn't know.
Similar.
I didn't know that.
Kyla Pratt is not on. Yes, she is. Kyla Pratt is in there.
Okay.
Keke.
I know Keke Palmer was in there, but I didn't know she was in there. Yeah, but to say if she's,
I don't know who she's playing, but she's on there.
Well, I know they're also having new characters too.
Right.
So it's not. Yeah.
I rock with Keke. I like Keke Palmer.
Yeah, everyone likes Keke Palmer. That's fine.
Yeah, but Kyla Pratt is back as Penny.
Okay.
Thank God. Okay, cool. I needed.
Yeah, but what have you seen? I haven't seen her around that much. So what is Kyla Pratt been up to?
Chilling.
Living up the residuals.
It's like still cashing in them Dr. Doolittle checks and one-on-one checks.
Well, I forgot she was in Dr. Bar. She make it. I just need one thing I do to go big so I can live out the residuals and the royalties of that thing.
Hey, what is his name? From he was
Simba?
in ATL. Yeah, Simba. Yeah, he's exactly what I'm talking about.
Jason
He getting
Weaver?
paid.
Yeah.
He getting paid.
There's an
still.
interview where when he was divorcing Simba the Lion King, his mom was like, they're trying to work out his contract, and they were like, we'll pay you this fat rate. His mom was like, no, my baby needs royalties. Like, he wants ownership of this thing, and his mom fought for that. He's like, that's the best gift my mom would have ever gotten me, because I am living off that the Lion King checks
Of
for the rest of my life. Like, I'm living off of it. My kids' kids, like,
right. Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's that one performance. That one performance has his whole family set up for generations.
Yeah, I mean, but also the idea is, I mean, regardless of the quality of that movie or lack thereof, get paid, get yours. So more power to you, brother. I appreciate it. Real quick, another one that we got to mention real quick. I know we're not trying to focus on things that are not Marvel related, but they mentioned the show. There was another one called Sneakerella. So Sneakerella.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure what the show will be. It looks weird. I don't know, but I am glad to
it's
see
about
Chosen.
A girl that's trying to match the sneakers to the guy that she liked.
False. No, it's about this dude.
Basically.
It's about this dude named Chosen, and the real life guy named Chosen that was in the movie It. The brother, the kid, the young version of the brother in the movie It that came out recently. He takes shoes and he's able to like do stuff with them, and he try to somebody that has a sneaker that's like this other girl. That's the idea in that sense. It could be stupid as hell. I get it, but I'm just glad to see that dude doing more stuff. We're talking about the young man that played Simba doing his thing. I'm glad to see Chosen doing his thing too. It's hard out here for all of us aspiring color actors and artists of color. So more power to you, Chosen.
I got to call up Joe Biden because the black delegation did not approve of this project. I need this banned in the U.S. I need it banned in America. The black delegation did not approve upon this. We did not agree to this.
Why don't you like sneakers? You wear sneakers. I see your feet. You wear sneakers all the time.
You call it Joe? You call it Sleepy Joe?
I need it banned in America first, and then I'm going. I will go to Kim. I'll go to Kim in Korea, get it banned there too.
It's already banned. He didn't make it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already banned.
Yeah, I need it banned everywhere.
Yeah, that battle's won.
I don't need people around the world thinking we like black people create them ugly ass shoes that man was making in that movie. That trailer, those shoes was ugly as hell. Ain't nobody ever wears some sneakers like that.
You make it sound like all the shoes we make are amazing. There are some real horrible, trashy shoes we make. I'm saying we make
dope shit. We do dope shit.
Yeah, but that's not all the stuff we make. There's some Jordans. I'm like, what the hell is this? So there are plenty of
boots, the Jordan boots, bro.
Yeah, there's plenty of ugly ass. Ugly things.
I remember when I was in middle school and that Miley Cyrus Juicy J song came out, J's on My Feet. They had like these Jordan like thigh high heels that one of my teachers wanted so bad.
Yeah.
She sat down in class with us and was like playing the song. She's like, baby, I'm gonna buy them shoes. And she bought them bitches and came back in school. This is an 8th grade middle school math teacher. She came in there with some thigh-high Jordan boots on and some denim showing.
I remember those things.
This is Georgia, so just giving people context.
Yeah. Fair. It's the South. It is the South.
Granted, this teacher's notorious for wearing the tightest clothes known to, and
Georgia, still Georgia,
still South, still very South.
This is a white lady though. This is a white lady. Just keep it for
same.
Still in Georgia.
45-year-old white woman is wearing these
45.
Clothes. I
love it.
No, she was old.
Here's the thing. This story is now turned into she's shopping. She's in the market. I bet you anything. She was single as hell. She's like, look, I need to try to find me a suitor.
I will not say her names. I do not need her finding me and filing some kind of lawsuit.
In 10 years, you're gonna be right. I know it.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Deb.
You did real good in math.
Off air, send me her number. Send me just for me.
No, thank you. Wow, this shit too. This is a wild tangent story. We're in class, right? We're just doing. She gives us this long ass packet of math problems to do for like just in class busy work, and we see this huge, like how like creatine supplements look in like that big jar container. She had a container that size full of pills. We saw her pick this bottle up, walk to the bathroom with the out of class that we're working, and she just was gone for 30 minutes. We didn't know what happened. We were all done with the work. By the time she came back, she's walked in like nothing happened. The bell rang. And we left for class. We're like, what the fuck were you in there doing for 30 minutes with a huge bottle of pills?
Creatine at that. That's a...
No, it wasn't creatine. It was a thing the size of that. Like she looked like she took one of those and put pills in that. And
I have no idea what the pills
were. What the fuck?
So I mean, I know we're so far down off the train has fallen off the tracks twice.
I know, my bad.
But my theory is that she went to the the teachers' lounge, and they basically had a party. Whatever pills were in there, they all got loose. They all got real loose.
The motherfuckers went to Narnia with them pills.
Popped the Molly, she was sweating. Popped the Molly, she was sweating. That's all it
That's what I'm
was.
guessing.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
that's
But yeah, that's another random tangent story.
Random tangent. By the way, good luck to get us back on track. Good luck with that.
Oh, I got you. Watch how I do this shit. Watch how I do this shit. Going back to
So,
lighter
talk about pills, the Ozzy and Drinks from Ozzy and Drinks. Nobody. All right,
Watch how I do this. Watch how I do this.
Good night, everybody. That was it. That was it. Three, and you're done. There's no going back from all these.
Watch how I do this. Going for pills. Was a really good pill that we really loved as children. Flintstone Vitamins. And the cool thing about Flintstone Vitamins, that was a really dope children's cartoon show, right?
Right.
And Marvel also has a bunch of cool kids shows coming out too, with like the Spider-Man show and I Am Groot and the Christmas special. What do you guys think about that? You gonna watch those? You watch the kid shows?
No.
Before we do that, let's rate that segue on a scale of 1 to 10.
Like,
you go first.
the energy was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, solid energy.
He never stopped talking.
Did not stop once.
Yeah, that's the positives. So like, like 5,
yeah. I give it a solid 6. I give it a solid ass 6, man. You try. You were there. You played the applause.
He stuck the landing. He stuck the landing.
That landing. He was in lines. He was in the lines. Okay.
These niggas praying on my downfall. That's crazy. It'd be your own people.
Praying.
It'd be your own people.
We didn't ask you to make the segue.
We tried to get you off it about the pills and your teacher, your hot ass thighs that she had.
I asked you nothing about it being hot now. Calm that shit down.
A boy can dream. A boy can dream.
Not me. I was 12. I did not. I was cool on that. I was cool on
man.
that.
Man. Yeah. To answer your question, questions about the Spider-Man. So this Spider-Man show. It's meant to be almost in the same MCU universe. Like they may have Tom Holland as the voice of Peter Parker or Spider-Man. I'm not sure. Having seen the most recent Spider-Man shows they put on Disney that Disney had made and everything,
Drake Bell,
I was not the most. Yeah, it's past my time. That's not for me. I love the last Spider-Man show they did that actually worked for me really well was a Spectacular Spider-Man. I thought that was great.
That was
of course.
A long time ago. That was like 09, wasn't it?
Maybe I'm not sure what the year was. I think it was later than that. Like it was like 2012, 2013, maybe. I'm not sure what year it was, but it wasn't as far back. So I'm, I've had my Spider-Man shows. I'm good, but more power to you guys. I feel you on that Groot show, the Baby Groot show. I'm curious what they can do with it because if it's just Baby Groot by himself, all he can say is "I am Groot." He can't. They're gonna have to have a supporting cast. And it may be similar to the Harley Quinn show. With the Harley Quinn show, at first I was like, I don't want to watch a show with just Harley Quinn running around, but the supporting cast was so much fun that it made it work for me. So if they do Baby Groot like that, where it's the supporting cast that works, I'm on board.
I'm telling you exactly what this show's going to be. This shit's going to be like some ET type tip, where Groot's going to like come to Earth for whatever reason and find this white suburban family, and this one kid's going to take care of him. I guarantee that's what it's going to be. I guarantee it. That's fair. Guarantee it. That's what it's going to be.
I don't know if I'm watching that. Yeah, that sounds about right though. Unfortunately,
I'm still checking it out probably just because I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll be bored. Christmas time, you're there with your family, trying around, get some room and time to yourself. I'm like, let me go watch this with the little kids, see what happens.
Fair.
I'll be eating at the kids' table, trying to run away from adults.
You just turned 20. You literally just turned 21, man. You were barely an adult. Barely.
How do y'all feel about that Marvel zombie series that got announced? What y'all think?
If that's not rated M for mature or R, I don't want it. That better be dark and gritty and violent.
I would love that. I don't know if they can do that on MCU.
What if it's the same tone as the What If episode?
Yeah,
I'll be all right with it. If it's animated, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
it's animated, yeah. So I think it probably will be like PG-13. It won't be like Invincible, where it's like hard R level.
That's how it should be though with that, because you can just kill people off and it doesn't matter.
Well, I think
all the shock value stuff.
I think there's like a weird loophole where if you're killing zombies with them, they're already undead, but destroying them, you can get away with doing more to their dead bodies as opposed to if you're hurting a living person.
AMC confirmed that because some of them zombie kills that they did in that still
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think they can pretty much push it really hard with that and still be on Disney Plus and be okay. So if they're doing it animated and it's done in that vein, like you said with the What If, it might be great. I'm curious to see who because there's a whole in the comics there's a whole universe of zombies. So I'm curious who's actually going to be fighting these zombies or how it's going to be set up or whatnot. But
yeah, because in that whole run, they go to like from universe to universe in that run. So I don't know if they're going to make it to 616 at some point or what. Or was the MCU 616 or what? What universe?
I don't know. It is supposed to be 616.
Yeah, they do say 616. They say that regularly.
I thought they said it in the Spider-Man movie with Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, he did. Oh, he said it really. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was, but again, he was fake too. So I don't know. That was really none of those.
True.
Anyway, last show on the docket, I guess, other ones they were announcing was one that I'm kind of semi excited for. I've seen this character in the Marvel's Avengers video game that we were introduced to it there. Me and Otis obviously enjoyed this character a lot in Miss Marvel. Her powers look oddly different in the show. I mean,
they are like they're completely different.
I don't know if those are her actual powers though. If that was her manifesting her powers for the first time or getting them.
I can't imagine that they would change up her power set. It just seems because we just saw them. They were involved with the video game. It was it was full display. So for them to do all that effort in that video game and then to completely change them up for the show right afterwards, like why?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she an Inhuman in the comics?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She's an Inhuman there, and then in the Marvel show, you go into Terrigen Mist is how she got her powers. So I don't know how they're going to go into her getting the powers in the show because they haven't introduced Inhumans, or maybe they'll do some form of Terrigen Mist, I guess maybe. Which maybe she's a mutant, and that's how they introduce mutants. That could be it.
But technically, they did technically introduce Inhumans that show that no one liked. So I don't know if
but that wasn't part of the MCU. That was counted as its own. Yeah,
that was
it wasn't MCU, but it
was like Cloak and Dagger and all that other stuff.
Right. So I don't know if it counts or not. But so if they were to do, they may use this show as a way to introduce the Inhumans. I don't know. So I'm curious.
I wouldn't be mad at. I wouldn't be mad at that.
No, I would be mad at that either. But I genuinely cannot imagine them giving her completely different powers. It just seems wild.
I hope they don't. But like from that trailer, like the footage and stuff, like it looked like she was shooting energy blasts. Like that's
Yeah, but it could be very. I'm not sure what it is. Though. Those teasers are they're so quick and brief. It's hard to tell. Like, think about this: if you knew nothing about Moon Knight at all you would think is that there's a guy running around in a white costume that's hearing voices.
It's like is that Assassin's Creed? That's what I would have thought if I didn't know who Moon Knight was.
That'd been a fire alternate costume in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's one of those games.
It kind of does fit. Yeah, it's the hood.
Fire.
Yeah. So I think that's the idea. Is we need to kind of let these things give them a little more time to see more. See what's out there before we judge too harshly. That's all.
It's a similar vein, but a slight tangent. I'm excited to see in that specifically. Obviously, that character is I believe she's Hindu or Indian, so you get to see a lot of that.
Pakistani.
Yeah. I'm going to sound really ignorant because it looked like so for a project to do here at the school, I did a research paper on the Hindu temple we had here. And the photos I saw looked really similar to the temple and the stuff I saw there when I was visiting that and saw the customs and the things like that. And that's one thing, like me being in that and experiencing Holi was there the festival of transitioning from the winter to the fall, or the winter to the spring. Like Hindu culture is fun. It's dope. So I feel like I'm going to enjoy seeing more of that on the big screen. And obviously you don't really see a lot of that particular culture in a lot of the media, especially major media like this. So I hope they do it justice, which I don't think they'll mess that up because that'll be hell to pay if they do something like culturally insensitive stuff with that.
Yeah,
I think it's the biggest religion in the world. Actually, I believe.
Yes, the thing is, I think she's Pakistani. I think she's Muslim. Actually, I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember her being. I remember in the earlier comics, in Origin comics, her actually doing the prayers that the Muslims do as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be wrong.
Muslim and Hindi are. Right. Yeah, Muslim isn't nearly as fun as Hindi. Yeah,
if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments.
They will.
I don't know officially. I haven't read the comics, so I'm not sure where her cultural and ethnic backgrounds lie.
Right on. Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be misremembering because there was a while. It came out years ago, and I read that book.
It'd be cool to see the Muslim culture too. Either one. Seeing something that's not white I'll take that.
Sure, sure, yeah.
Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff Bezos.
Is he on the list now? Things we can't mention here. But real quick before I get too far gone, before I forget, in the Eternals, that was cool. They had a scene because it was a very, very much like a Bollywood scene where Kingo was dancing and everything. So Bollywood is very, very popular in other parts of the world too. It actually has an audience in the States too. So if they did kind of lean towards that, having some Bollywood influence on that show, that'd be kind of cool, I think.
That'd be great, especially have you guys seen a Bollywood movie before? Like a full Bollywood movie?
Yeah. I mean, my brother's is Pakistani, so I've seen quite a few Bollywood movies.
Your brother's Pakistani?
Yeah, he's a surrogate brother, not
biological. I was like, whoa, how did that happen? Okay.
my dad got busy in another country now.
Get jiggy with it.
Oof. Yeah, all right. That's at the top of the list. Things we can't ever say is saying that. I just knew it too. You saw his face as soon as he said, he's like, why did I say that? He felt bad and guilty about it, and you should.
Throwing out, things that Will Smith says, like it's always fun. It's always fun, especially when he thought he was a rapper. Yeah.
Why would you talk to me? Talk to me.
That video was still fun though. That video was still fun.
No.
Yes,
okay, that's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start singing "Summertime" and y'all gonna be hurt. Let me stop.
There's nothing more now of the or then I guess then of the Then and Now show than "Summertime" from the '80s. That song. So.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, I guess now we can finally get into the topic that Otis brought up before the show started in the Prey movie or the Predator movie. What are your obviously I guess Disney Plus is doing their own rendition of the Predator universe, getting to like for people that don't know, the Predator race is called the Yaoja. Yeah. So I guess it's gonna be a prequel, I guess, to whatever they're gonna put out in the future. What do you guys expect? I don't know. Otis said he's a prequel.
Oh,
yeah, it's definitely a prequel. It's a
prequel. Okay.
Yeah. It's starting Amber Mid-Thunder. I don't know exactly who she is.
That's her name?
That's a strong ass name.
Yeah, damn. Well done. Well, her name is Mid Thunder. You just regardless of the show, she won.
Amber Mid-Thunder.
Jesus Christ.
And it's coming in summer 2022. Like, and she's holding. Let me see if I can get the
spear.
Oh,
no, she's holding a bow and arrow, and she's getting hunted by a predator. I'm trying to see if I can find any extra information on it.
Actually, because you said it was Prey. I guess the thing is, what supposedly is essentially the Predator movies are supposed to follow essentially the Predator hunting people. This seems almost like it's the Prey. We're following the Prey actually being able to take on the Predator directly, or maybe watching them hunt a Predator specifically. Like, I'm getting revenge. I'm hunting your ass this time.
It's gonna be more akin to probably that first one with Arnold.
The end of
except it's a woman with a bow instead of
with a bow. Yeah, so
muscles.
Is there a picture? Is there a picture of Amber Mid-Thunder around?
Yeah.
Does she look like her name is Mid-Thunder? Is she
of the Caucasus origin?
Yeah, she is.
She's a region ass name.
She's with that pigmentation. She's
she'd have to be. Yeah, she'd have to be. She'd have to be.
Let me see if I can find.
That's a strong
name.
No, that name is
Amber Mid-Thunder.
It's between like the hardest two names I've ever heard in my life is that, and somebody named Smurda. Like I have there's a white dude I met in college.
Talking about Bobby.
Like no, his legit last name is Smurda, spelled the same way.
But you think Smurda's hard? You think Smurda's hard though? Hard.
Your name's Smurda. Like what are you like? You're like whose name is that? That's
no, yeah. It's not common. It's definitely not common, but it's not hard as Mid-Thunder. Like god damn.
I don't know, man. Mid-Thunder tough, but Smurda that's kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you can't be. I feel like if you were named Mid-Thunder, you can't be. You can't be like a pencil pusher in that closet. You gotta come in. You gotta roll hard.
You gotta have shoulders.
It's all shoulders and traps. Shoulders and traps galore. Yeah, I agree.
They're built like Gru from Impossible. Despicable Me.
No, you can't be
all upper body.
yeah, it's easy. You can skip leg day. That's fine. You can skip leg day, but you have to hit them delts. Yeah. But that'd be actually really cool though, because he said it's a woman, Amber. So if having is cool, where it's a female hunting down a predator. There was a movie, I can't remember it now. I know we're way off topic because it's not a big deal, but there was a movie that came out a couple years ago where a character. You may have seen it, Dev. You watch a lot of horror movies that are weird and off base. Mm-hmm. It was one where the movie essentially opens where a young female was with a guy that was cheating on his wife, and in an effort for him to cover up the fact that he was cheating on his wife, he like pushes her off a cliff, and she falls onto like she should have died, but she like falls onto this like tree branch essentially that catches her. It messes up her back and everything, but she managed to survive it. And the whole rest of the movie, like the next hour, is her like getting weapons and stuff and hunting down that guy and his crew. There's like no dialogue even.
Oh, you're talking about oh my gosh. There's this where they're like a desert, right?
Yes, it's like a desert. They're at his house. He's like a rich movie producer or something. Yes. And the girl's like maybe 21. She's very young. I can't remember.
Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I knew you have seen it. Yeah.
I've seen that movie because it's dope. It's so dope.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
In the meantime, I do finally got the picture of the prey thing going, so you can actually see the.
Oh, that looks dope as hell. That was dope as hell. Yeah, I'm watching that. Oh yeah. By the way, if her name wasn't Amber Midthunder, I would rename her Midthunder.
Well, I mean, I got a closer picture of her too. Let me take this down and bring that up.
Yeah, that looks perfect. That looks perfect. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm glad to watch that show tomorrow. Day one.
It's called Revenge.
It's a movie.
Revenge.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
Revenge. Yeah, that movie and that's a dope ass movie. It's one of those rape revenge stories.
That's Miss Amber Midthunder.
Oh my God. Charlie. That is Charlie's type. I know Charlie's type. That is Charlie's type.
Whoa. Hey, don't be putting my business out there in the streets like that. Chill.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board for that. I'm on board for that entirely.
But yeah, Revenge, it's basically like a rape. I remember it's a rape revenge story where it was like he was having an affair.
Yeah.
And two of his cohorts there wanted her, and she was like, they made it sound like they kept calling her T, so she was like dancing real suggestively or whatever. But it was one of those things where like one of the guys raped her, and the other guy was like, he wasn't an accomplice, but he like kind of let it happen and didn't stop it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, all right, now that happened and you didn't defend me with that, I'm telling your wife about the shit. And now she tried to kill the guy. And she went on this whole journey of like tracking them down and like killing them in a rape revenge story.
Yeah, because they left her in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
it's Kill Bill with plot points that make sense.
All the shade. Where's that? Let me 1 second. Let me here it is.
No.
We're not doing that. You're not doing that.
Palpatine and Rain got Palpatine and Rain. Yes.
No, but not today. Not the Tarantino.
But anyway, so we apologize. We felt way off topic. If you get a chance, go check out Revenge and check out Prey. It's called it's Prey, right, for spelling.
Prey.
Prey.
That comes out in 2022 summer. I think they said summer 2022 was all they have so far for it. Nothing else.
Right on. So you said prequel also, which is good because so many. I mean, I would say Predator 1, great. Predator 2, you can kind of watch it because Danny Glover's in it. Predators can be fun. There's so much other crap involving Predator, like Predator versus Alien and everything. It's like good God. And the last one that came out was terrible.
Yeah, so AVPR.
And APR, it's like Jesus Christ. So the fact that it's a prequel is good.
The Adrian Brody one was good to me.
Adrian Brody
was acceptable.
Yeah, it's very acceptable. Very acceptable. I agree. But there's so many other things that the Predators have been in. It's like, I don't know, man. What are you doing? So I'm glad it's a prequel.
I want them to explore the culture of the Yahuwah in this next one. Because they never
wonder.
And it's so interesting in there. Like hierarchy is so. Don't ask me how I know about them. You know how I go on my rabbit holes. Like I get into one particular topic and I learn everything about that topic and then I kind of move on. Yeah. But like their whole culture and their hierarchy is really dope.
Yeah, it is. But what's interesting is in the movies and the films and stuff, you never you never hear them talk. You never even really see them communicate with each other. And typically, in the movies, like the one that it's not the most best received one, but the first Alien versus Predator, the one that has Sanaa Lathan in it, they make it clear that the Predators are sent to Earth. Part of their culture is essentially it's a coming of age ceremony. They have to hunt down people by themselves. So it seems like they're very much more singular in what they do too. So I'm very curious to see if they do get their culture. I don't know how their culture works. The movies haven't shown that much of it at all. So there's the Adrian Brody movie got a comic sequel, right?
And in this comic sequel, the Predators were so impressed with him, they sent him this Predator super suit. Like it was like an Iron Man suit, but it was like a Predator thing where he had a helmet. They gave him like it converted their language to his language. He got the weapons or whatever, and he turned it like he was hunting down the super predators or whatever. Like that would have been a dope ass sequel to that movie. To
Yeah,
me.
it would have been. That was also they had talked about doing a sequel to Predators, and they for some reason they went a different direction. Yeah,
they respect warriors in that culture. So if you're a warrior, they'll accept you into that culture, and like again, they respect.
Yeah, that would be
shout out to Golden State.
You say said, oh, not that.
No,
not Steph. No Steph.
No
Steph.
All right, on that note, we're gonna end the show. Fuck that. We're gonna end the show.
Yeah. Forget everything. Go. Yeah, forget everything. We gotta do plugs. We gotta do some plugs. But Otis ended this show. Congratulations, Otis. You win. You ended the show.
Damn, Otis. Can't never have nothing nice. Anyway, all right. What you got anything else you want to say?
But the Warriors had a nice record. I mean,
anyway, you got anything you want to plug before we take off, Ethan?
Obviously we gotta promote all the stuff that we have. We recently we launched a couple things. We launched our Twitter. Dev, since you launched a Twitter, you want to go ahead and give the Twitter handle with the actual?
Yeah, it's the. Hold on, let me find it real quick because I should have been ready with this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what the Twitter is. I couldn't.
No, I got you. It is. Drum roll, please. It is capital THE, capital THEN, capital NOW, capital POD. So the Then and Now Pod is
right on.
At the Then and Now Pod is a Twitter. We have launched our Instagram as well, and our Instagram is all lowercase the then X now that's what our Instagram is. And I think we're on TikTok. So let me find TikTok. We are so much stuff. I'm keeping track of all this social media. It is wow. And on Instagram, not Instagram, on TikTok, we are Then X Now Podcast at Then X Now Podcast.
Right on. And if you're into comic books and graphic novels, fun stuff like that, not that noise, but you can hit up here. Go to Echelon G Novels. Echelon, spelled like it is up there. gnovels.com. Hit us up. I have gotten comments. Yes, our store is out of books, but if you leave you can easily request that you want to have books. And in December, we will be doing a full restock of everything. We have plenty of merch there. We'll also start having a deal. We're trying to get merch set up for this show as well through Teespring, and we will have odds are we'll be carrying all those things in one location for you to get to easily. So.
All right. Lastly, my personal plug, we are producing a comic. Me and my best friend from middle school, Mr. Jeffrey Pinkney, wrote the story for the Son of Shaitan comic. We have finally finished up all the sketches, and we're moving on to inking it up.
Son of Shaitan?
Son of Shaitan. Stop it.
Shaitan?
Stop. No. I hate
he's in a row.
Anyway,
this dude. Cut his mic.
We're finishing the story, and it'll be done by late December, early January, and it'll come out. We'll get it to everybody. So if you're interested, you love comics, check out us. Check out Echelon Comics. We're going to bring great content for you guys. That's everything I got to plug. You want to plug anything? Oh, Chirac nigga.
Shout out to Bay Chain After Dark. Shout out to the Bay Sports Podcast. Bay Chain After Dark. That's Tuesdays at 9 p.m. The Sports Podcast is Fridays at 7:30 p.m. You can catch me. I'll be on Fridays for our podcast. I'm here sometimes, I guess. When they allow me to be. I guess when I'm not saying too much wild stuff. Do I have anything to plug specifically? Not yet. It's a lot of things coming. I don't want to announce things too soon.
Gotcha. Well, okay, guys, that has been everything. This has been another episode of the Then and Now Podcast. We're ended just like almost perfectly on an hour, almost a little bit under that. But we'll see you guys next Sunday for the live show. And we got another video on something that's very dear to my heart that I had a rage fest on next week. See you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll be around.
# Thor Ragnarok was trash.